Alright, looks like we're live now, so everybody tuned in. This is Brandon from Trailspin TV. This is episode 5 of Overlanding Overlanders Who Overland. Our little Sunday night get together. And we're here with Josh from Expedition Life. What's up, Josh?
Hello.
We're just gonna kind of wait for everything to start popping up. There's like a major delay, so looks like we're good on YouTube. We go to Facebook. What's up, everybody that's tuned in? We're just getting set up here. Let's see the chat. I'm gonna get chat. Overland Uncharted, Tony Cantrell, chat's live. You guys can hear me okay? Just let me know in the comments. Gotta wait for everything to start popping up. There's like a major Cool, getting comments on Facebook. Can you hear me on Facebook? Everybody on YouTube, can you hear me? Can you hear Josh? Josh, can you say what's up?
What's up, guys?
And can you hear Josh? Cool. Looks like we are able to be heard.
All right.
I just get this pulled back up. So this week we're discussing basically the differences between overland travel and expedition travel. I tend to think that I've done both. But I find myself to be more of an overlander. But there seems to be some discrepancy about what's what, and right now we are on with Josh. He's a single father of 2, lives in Minnesota, co-founder of Minnesota Overlanders, founder/owner of Expedition Life. All the links to his stuff is down in the description on YouTube, website, social media, and all that stuff. He's been an avid outdoorsman since he learned to walk, he says, has explored most of the Ozarks in southern Missouri, some notable runs being High Watermark Trail in Arkansas, extended trip to Overland Expo West, which included Moab and the Continental Divide. He's the current brand ambassador for Backroads Apparel, and he's working on other ambassadorships, and also now working with 4 Wheel Parts locally as a promoter. Josh, thank you for joining us.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem.
It's quite the resume you got going on there, man.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
So yeah, go ahead, man.
I was going to say too many of them are just impossible, type deals, but
So basically, we kind of chatted last week briefly about what we thought the differences were, and I've some of the people that we ran with, including Aaron Brown on the Continental Divide trip. He says constantly that he's not an overlander, that he does expeditions. What would you say, Josh, is the difference in your mind as far as the differences between what an expedition trip is and what an overlanding trip is?
Well, to me, they're all vehicle-based adventure travel. If you're looking, overlanding to me is, I've got a block of time that I'm off, and I'm going to go say I'm going to go do the TAT, during this time, and it's your goal is to just explore and see
what an expedition
you
trip
can
is
see for however much of it that you can do. But more of an expedition. an expedition style would be more of if you're like, I've only got X amount of time and it's not completely enough time to do something like the TAT or whatever, but you're gonna try to get as much of it in as or try to push yourself to get all the way through the end of it in less time than what it would normally take. Where it's more of the ending is the actual goal. Would be more of an expedition type run as far as I'm concerned.
Right, and people like Overland Bound, you hear them constantly say that vehicle-based travel where the actual journey is the destination. It's just a matter of getting out
Right.
there and just a matter of enjoying the outdoors, enjoying time, enjoying your vehicle, enjoying time with friends, and just hanging out. And that's it's you can probably camp. You could camp in the same place for 2, 3 days in a row and just hit the trails in that local area. But expedition is pretty much point A to point B.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, like you said, it's the overlanding uh, is great. I mean, it just depends on what your trip, what you want to do with your trip. It's all like I said, everybody pretty much just has like a certain block of time. Your week, 2 weeks vacation or whatever that you can take and go do something. So if you're just planning on, like I said, just picking a route and yeah, it'll fit my 2 weeks. We're just gonna go play. We got a couple extra days. We can stay here or there a little bit longer, and just see what we can see, along the way. I mean, to me, that's more, overlanding. You go as far as you can, set up camp, stay maybe 2 days, a day, whatever. Get up the next day, pack up camp, keep moving forward. Like I said, expedition is more like I've got a week to do this, and it normally takes people up to 2 weeks to do it. But it's just to get that end goal to say I did this in this certain amount of time. And we've done both, and both of them are fun. Both of them are fun, as far as I'm concerned. Because it's sometimes the challenge is just as fun as the getting out and just looking around at things.
Yep, yeah, exactly. We got what's up, everybody that's tuned into Instagram. I just realized that I was signed in on the wrong account, so welcome to Instagram. There's going to be about a 10-second delay if you're watching from Instagram. So if you want to join live, make sure you check us out on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. And we got some comments rolling in on the YouTube chat. Hello from Calgary. Damn, that's far. How's it going? Cold up there? Northwest Georgia in the house. Overland Pioneers. What's up, Jeremiah? Schwell in the house. Dave the Travel Gnome. What's up again? Is RVing considered overlanding in Alaska since it's not paved? I'm going to go ahead and touch on that. We're not really discussing like what is and what isn't overlanding. We're just kind of talking about the differences between overlanding and expeditions. But I would say for sure, based on my definition and based on the definition of most people I know, that any sort of vehicle-based travel where you're camping and enjoying the outdoors, to me, is pretty much overlanding. So yeah, if you have an RV and it's able to travel over land in Alaska and it's not paved, then for sure I would call that overlanding. Jeremiah says, so basically destination versus exploration.
Yes, that's a good way. That's a good way. I agree with that. Yeah.
Cool. What's up, Revere Overland in the house? What's going on, man? So, is a beard required to be an explorer?
Absolutely. So I'm sorry. Goatee is close. Beard, yes.
Goatee is a springtime
yes.
face cover. Everybody tuned in on
Facebook. Like I told you, I've got 2 feet of snow on my deck right now, so a beard is a must.
Aaron Brown, what's up, man? We were just talking about you. Aaron is specifically one of those people that likes to define the differences between overlanding and exploration. Actually, expedition travel. I wanted Aaron to kind of join in on this call. I forgot to hit him up. Aaron, if you've got Google Hangouts handy, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can get you in on this call. So, Josh, tell me about some of the cool expeditions that you've done.
Well, I guess as I don't go far as expeditions, but just a quick easy one, overland wise, was like the high watermark trail that we did. That was great. That was 3 days. Literally, we hit the trail, drove till it was almost dark, or sometimes a little after dark, on a camp spot. We set up camp, everybody hung out. Next morning, we didn't stay in any places, more than one day. Next morning, it was pack up, go, and that was a lot of fun. It was a good notable trip, if you want to call it that. There was a lot of literally high watermark trail, being a lot of water crossings. It was a lot of fun. Expedition type stuff. I've never, I don't think, can't say that I've been on extended expeditions. I've been on, 1, 2, 3 day, deals where, like I said, we needed to find out like how bad a trail, was, or, somebody needed to know, can you get all the way through, a certain deal. And that was, like I said, those ended up being, um, more of the ending of being the outcome, or the ending being the goal, was to just see if we can make it, clear out whatever we needed to do to clear out a trail. Um, like I said, I don't think I've never been on a really long extended expedition, but we've done a lot of cleanup expeditions where we were given only a certain amount of days and had to get in, get out, and get all the way through, punch all the way through if we could.
Gotcha. Jeremy wants to know if there's any expedition destinations left. Like, is there any untouched destinations or anywhere that you would want to go that you can think that nobody else has really been?
Oh man, to me, in right here in the lower 48, I don't know. I mean, there might be some places that it's been a while since there's been people through them. There's a lot of places like I'm working with the Missouri Department of Conservation, talking to them, looking for trails because that they haven't had upkeep on for a little while. Because a lot of times, they'll still want the trails open, but they don't have either the funds to have the guys out there, or they don't have the guys out there, and it's not as important of a trail. So you can hit them up, and if you get a good rapport going with them, you can actually work on some trails for them. Some of them that haven't been explored in a long time, and that's I'm working with that, trying to get things set up. Go do some more trail clearing and opening up some more trails down in southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. But to me, man, you'd have to be like Alaska, Canada, to get to some of those last places that are, it's been decades, years, that since they've been explored. I don't know if there are any places that haven't been, at some point in time.
Yeah, it's actually it's a good point. It's my understanding too that like most of Europe is basically not off-roadable. It's all locked up, all private property, like more extreme than just running into a couple locked gates here and there at ranches like you kind of do in the United States. They don't quite have the freedom to be able to drive around and get out there like we can and explore. So you gotta head more East Europe and then obviously into the Asia and Russia and stuff like that to even kind of do what we get to do here. So we're pretty lucky that way that there isn't even like unexplorable land.
Yeah, like I said, even watch XO did the Alexander Mackenzie Trail. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did a lot of clearing through that and whatnot, but people do that one, every few years. Some people, and especially now since they will do it all the time. So we're, the bigger name places, people go and do things, the more the people follow them, so finding that new untough, it's getting tougher.
Yeah, exactly. Nathan, what's up, man? What's up, Sir William Goes? Jeremy, Rick, everybody that's tuned in on YouTube, what's going on? Bunch of people tuned in on Facebook. Got some guys on Instagram. Guys on Instagram, you're going to have like a little bit of delay because I've just got my phone aimed at my iPad, so you're going to get about a 10-second delay between the audio and video. So if you want to join it live, make sure to head over to YouTube. Jason, what's up, man? X3 Overland in the house. Nathan wants to know, what are you driving?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I've just got an old 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Nice.
Got rooftop tent on it, like 4-inch lift, Iron Rock off-road lift. I've got a galley set up in the back with fridge and stove and whatnot. Electrical box set up in the middle. Took out one of the seats. That's basically it. Still constantly working on tweaking, doing it. Outside we're sitting and we're to a little bit able to do that. Yeah.
Got you. Kind of got cut off on the last little bit there. It just looks like your internet connection's slowing down, but we got most of that, so that's cool.
Okay.
My first vehicle ever was an '88 Cherokee, and I kind of miss the setup. I miss all the space. The JK doesn't quite have it like that thing did, but
Yeah.
oh yeah, guys, check this right here. Little subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click that. Make sure you give this video a like, no matter where you're watching from. And all of Josh's social media, his website and everything, his blog is all linked up in the description below. So thanks guys for tuning in. And Revere Overland says, sorry, I shouldn't have texted you since you're streaming on your phone. I guess he saw the little chat bubble pop up on my iPad. Yeah, I don't even know what you were talking about. I haven't had a chance to take a look at that. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for messing everything up.
Yeah, like I said, like I told you, I warned everybody. I was like, don't, between 6 and 7.
Yeah, well, now that everybody knows that they can get their names up on the screen, I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of text messages now.
Yeah, probably. I'm still waiting for Jeremiah.
So, yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, this is our weekly show that we do on Sundays here. We got different topics to talk about, different guests, and we're talking with Josh Rotan right now from Expedition Life. Is it Rotan or Rotan or?
Yeah, Rotan. Yeah.
And he's been on a couple overlanding trips and a couple expeditions, and we're just kind of chatting about the difference. So if you want to speak up and go ahead and leave a comment, let us know if you have any questions. Somebody wants to know how to subscribe. I'm guessing you're new to YouTube. Thanks, Jeremiah. There's a little subscribe button right below the video, I'm assuming. That's how you would have subscribed. It looks like this right here, like this button. And so yeah, what else is everybody talking about? What are you guys drinking? Where are you guys from? What's going on? Any trips planned this year/years? Jeremiah wants to know. You got any trips planned, Josh?
Yeah, I've always got trips planned, and it's always fluid on when I get to do them. Based on finances and a Jeep that's running. I will say for sure, without a doubt, I'll be at Core again this fall. Most of mine is probably going to be going back to the Ozarks quite a bit here this year if I can. I'd like to do some mapping down there, and like I said, I've been working with the Department of Conservation down there on playing on some of the trails and opening up some new trails or reopening old trails, I guess, if you will. So make some content from that would be cool.
Cool. When you mentioned Core, that's pretty much the trip that keeps coming up. Every live session that trip gets mentioned. So, and again, Jeremiah swears he'll defriend me if I don't make it up to that. So,
well, you better. It sounds like better go then.
What is that? Is that like what was that? August or September?
I think it was the first weekend of October. No, it was September. September, first weekend of September.
Yeah, that's if you guys don't know what that is, it's KOAR. You can go ahead and Google it and give you all the information. Big overlanding trip, Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So we'll definitely be checking that out. That's probably number one on my list as far as trips that I have planned. We're trying to put together a little event in October. So, but this is all pretty far away. So as far as like summertime stuff goes, I just kind of want to stay local, hit up Wisconsin, try to do something in Illinois, down in Shawnee, and maybe something in Michigan. A couple meetups, trailspin meetups, just smaller trips. Can't really afford to keep doing all these 30-day trips. So unless unless I end up with like 300 Patreons. So if you're listening and you want to support, head over to patreon.com/thegarageshop with Aaron Brown. Just kidding. Trailspin TV.
Well, that's and that's a good point too. Talking about the funds and whatnot to do them. Everybody looks at being sponsorships and ambassadorships and stuff like that. It's like that still doesn't pay for my gas and food.
Yeah, exactly. Wisconsin in the house. Michelle wants to know, what's your favorite part of overlanding, Josh? I know you got two kids. You said your kids come with you on all these trips, right? Is that your favorite part, or you got something else that you enjoy about it?
Oh yeah, no, just getting them out and showing them stuff. Like I said, when we went to Overland Expo, and then we hit Moab for a week, and then we came back up through the Continental Divide due to some weather issues in Colorado. And that's why I kept telling them, I'm like, guys, soak this up, take this in. I'm like, you guys will get back to school, and you guys have done something, with this one trip, that 90% of the other kids, that you go to school with will never get to do, never get to see, and pictures, online videos and stuff like that that just don't do it justice, beating that horse, that just don't do it justice.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that's my favorite part about it too, right? It's just getting out there and seeing stuff that you. To me, it's like seeing stuff that you do see online and just getting to experience it firsthand. And
Right.
yeah, there's nothing like it. That's for sure. I don't have kids, but if I did have kids, I'm sure that would definitely make the trips more worthwhile. And it's really cool
Yeah.
that you get. It's really cool that you get to bring them along and share those experiences with them.
Yeah, now they're getting old enough where it's instead of them, already, looking around and stuff while you're driving, they've got phones and stuff now, so it's like, reach over, drop your phone for a second, check this
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But no, they have a good time. They actually help out with a lot of stuff. They do most of like the tent deploys and whatnot and getting things set up, with me. So they're into a lot of it. So into a lot of it. They do a lot of it. They have a good time. It's usually pretty fun on a lot of our trips. It's only been one trip that I've ever gone on that I didn't take them, and that was for school reasons. But yeah.
Cool. Well, Jeremiah with another question. As Anthony Bourdain said, once you show off a beautiful, unique place, it gets ruined. Are you guys cool with sharing trail maps and great locations?
Uh, I'm kind of leaning more towards that, subscribed, you see a lot of these people, on Patreon or whatnot, not just throwing it out there for free. I mean, yeah, everybody needs to get out and everybody needs to explore and see things, but there's some places, well, just like I was talking about, the XO places that they put, people, beat the trails to get there now, like whenever they went up to Tuktoyaktuk. Now there's a road that goes up there and people are there in droves. They've got buses out there where they're doing, taking you around sightseeing and stuff now, whereas it was totally remote before.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes for me, I'm definitely okay with sharing it with my paid subscribers. I mean, I don't share maps with people unless they're in my inner circle, close friends, like people I talk to more than once a week, and
Right.
or if there's an option on our Patreon where you can subscribe for a certain amount. I think it's $10 gets you access to a Google Drive that I have that has all of my GPS tracks in it. Um, 9 people have access to that, so it's one of those things where I'm okay with sharing things for now, just because not a lot of people have access to it, right? And I wouldn't want it to just be completely random. I definitely wouldn't like do a YouTube episode where you're putting everything up and giving all that stuff away. But yeah, so one guy says Google Maps are free. That's true. Google Maps are free, and if you want to do the research yourself and make a trip for yourself and plan it all out, then by all means, nobody's stopping you from doing that. I mean, that's exactly how it gets done, right? So
Well, yeah, and to me, that's part of it too. Is doing the planning, and checking it out, and whatnot. I mean, we've got plenty of national parks that are beautiful, that are great to go visit, but everybody knows right where they are. If you get out your map and figure out where you're wanting to go and your time limitations and stuff, it's that to me that's all encompassed in it. That's part of the fun.
yeah, for sure. I'm kind of I mean, when we did the Trans-America Trail, we used Kevin GPS's or GPS Kevin's maps instead of Sam's, and we downloaded it for free, whereas Sam's maps cost some money, and we used it as a guide, but we didn't use it as the Bible of our trip. We just kind of followed it and diverted when we saw cool things pop up on our other maps. We were using a combination of that, paper maps, 3 different GPS programs on the tablet, and just kind of intuition. When you got to go around things, you go around them, and all that stuff is tracked, and you're able to go back and edit things. And I think for me, mapping is more fun if I'm doing it as I'm going, and just really just getting out there and exploring completely random places. Whereas some people would rather sit behind a computer or a paper map for a couple months and plan everything out ahead of time. And if you're putting in that kind of legwork, I don't think that you should have to share that. I don't think there's an obligation to share that. But some people don't want to put in that kind of work, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go mess things up. But some people just don't have time, and they just want a reference. You know what I mean? To something they can look at and then go.
Yeah. To me, the people that are going to pay for it, those are the people to me that are going to be respectful, of where they're going.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, because if they're willing to pay, to subscribe and pay for your Patreon to be able to get to the, to get the maps to where you guys have gone, I think that's a bigger deal, than just throwing them out for free, to where then anybody can grab them and go.
Yep, exactly. So X3 Overland says, Brandon, hopefully the Rover is back up to par when you come to do Shawnee National Forest. My buddy Jason has an LR3, and he's had nothing but problems with it. I guess he was having issues with the airbag suspension the other day, and he's got a Christmas tree on the dashboard and all that. So Jason, I hope you do get that all taken care of. I hope your arm's feeling better and that you get back on the trail soon. I don't think I'm doing anything until it starts to get warm. I really thought I was going to do some winter camping and check some places out, but this cold's just getting to me this year. It doesn't normally bother me as much as it's bothering me this year.
Not getting old, right?
I think it's just maybe I am getting old. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that my buddy heater is not lighting like it's supposed to anymore, and I'm sick of messing with it, and I'm afraid my dog's gonna die one of these nights because he's too dumb to stay under a sleeping bag.
Yeah. I've been running around in shorts all weekend. So.
All right, man. Well, it was good to talk to you. I think we're going to wrap this up, guys. We're going to try to keep these a little bit shorter rather than dragging them out for an hour. Josh, it was great talking to you, and appreciate your input and your insight and all that fun stuff.
Anytime.
Cool. So, guys, make sure you click like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Check out Josh's links to his social media and his website. He's got some great stuff, some great resources to take a look at. All that stuff is in the description below. And keep an eye out. I got these Continental Divide trip videos like all queued up. I just try to bang out once a week and do this every Sunday. So hopefully get back in the flow of getting those out there. But thanks for tuning in, everybody that's here. Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, Josh.
Yep, no problem.